This is Marjorie DeHay with Hollywood from the Inside, and I'm talking with Zach about Weapon. Can you tell me a little bit about how you came up with the whole story, because it's wild?
I just started line by line. Honestly, I didn't know what the story was going to be as I'm writing it, which is kind of a fun and scary way to do something. But, you know, it started with this little girl telling a story about something that happened at her school, and I honestly didn't know what had happened as I'm writing it. And so I'm kind of trying to just, like, entertain myself as I'm going. So I had these kids, you know, that leave, and I knew, okay, I've got a cool mystery, I've got a teacher that feels like a good character to start with. I know I've got an angry dad, that feels fun, and kind of maybe 4 or 5 pages in, I was like, I can expand this, and like everyone that this mystery touches, I can give them their own little perspective. So it was very intuitive. It was very kind of like careless, I suppose, and I mean that in a good way. Yeah, but there was no like grand design or anything at all. It was just kind of improvisational.
So as you're writing and new collaborators are coming into it, how are you keeping your original voice?
Well, part of that is that I'm obsessive, and I know when I'm writing it that I'm going to direct it. So every night when I fall asleep, I try and watch the movie. I always do this. I'm doing it right now on this other thing I'm working. Whether I'm in writing or production or in the edit, I try and watch the movie all the way through as I lay down to go to sleep every night. And in doing that, I'm just like reinventing, reinforcing, and clarifying what it should look like for myself. So I feel equipped when people are asking me questions about whatever it shall be. So it makes for sleepless nights. I don't always get to the end of the movie. I usually fall asleep, you know. But that's what I try and do.
So was there any scene that you wrote that you then had to cut out because the producer was like, it's over budget, etc.?
Nothing was cut out as per notes from the studio or producers. In fact, it expanded from the script to the screen because the final chase with Gladys on the page, she just runs out the door, the kids go through the windows and they tackle her in the front yard and kill her. And then it was in prep where we were like, I think this is going to be better if we go through a lot of different houses and really taffy it out and make it a big, you know, grand finale. So it grew in production, it didn't shrink.
From your first draft to your final draft, how many versions?
First draft to final draft, I'd say 2.5 versions. 2.5, I don't know, two, you know, I wrote it fast. I wrote this fast. I wrote my first draft in about a month and a half. And then I went to like a cabin in the woods, and for 3 weeks I did my second draft. So it was a month and a half for the vomit draft, and then 3 weeks of like truly from wake until sleep, just working. So that's how I got the second draft out.
And now, any last thoughts on, hey, that aspiring writer, what should they do? What should they be thinking of? And any advice?
I'd say let the self-loathing go. Self-loathing is so intrinsic to writing, and I don't mean about like, oh, I'm writing something bad. The self-loathing of like, oh, I haven't written enough, or I didn't write, and it's been 3 weeks and I haven't written anything. It's like that kind of, that self-flagellation doesn't make you better. It doesn't make you more productive. It just gets in your way. And I'd say, like, for me, just write something terrible. Just give yourself permission to suck, and just get your fingers moving and like let it out. Let it be terrible. No one has to read it. Just get typing, and don't be ashamed if you've written nothing but 2 pages of trash. You wrote, and once you kind of get that rhythm going, it gets easier, and something good will surprise you. And that's the best advice I can give. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.